Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, the federal government discloses more than 1,700 AI use cases. And CISA delivers a new directive to agencies on securing cloud environments. It's Thursday, December 19th, 2024. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. One quick programming note before we get into the headlines. This will be the last week of Daily Scoop podcast episodes in 2024. After we close things out tomorrow, Friday, December 20th, we will be off through the new year, returning to kick off 2025 on January 2nd. We've had an amazing 2024 with you and can't wait for what's next. Thanks so much for being part of such a special year. Now let's get into today's top headlines. A consolidated list of federal artificial intelligence use cases released by the White House on Wednesday shows agencies more than doubled the amount of uses reported last year. Per the 2024 Consolidated Inventory, which is available on the Office of Management and Budget's GitHub, 37 federal agencies have reported 1,757 public AI use cases. A consolidated list released by the White House last year documented 710 use cases. The top three categories of uses per a CIO Council post on Wednesday were mission-enabling internal agency support, health and medical, and government services to include benefits and service delivery. The consolidated inventory is the product of an annual AI inventory process that was initially established in December 2020 and has continued to evolve. It gives the latest snapshot of how the federal government is handling the rapidly growing technology and reflects the Biden administration's safety-based approach to AI. It's also the first year a consolidated list has been available on GitHub, a code storage and management platform. Over the years, the inventories have been quite inconsistent, but the Biden administration sought to enhance and expand the process for 2024 by adding new information and refining existing processes. This year's inventories, for example, require disclosure of rights and safety impacting use cases, which call for additional risk management practices under an OMB memo on AI. Uses that didn't meet those requirements had to be halted by December 1st. In other news, federal civilian agencies have a new list of cyber-related requirements to address after the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency on Tuesday issued guidance regarding the implementation of secure practices for cloud services. CISA's binding operational directive 25-01 instructs agencies to identify all of its cloud instances and implement assessment tools while also making sure their cloud environments are aligned with the cyber agency's secure cloud business applications or SCUBA configuration baselines. CISA Director Jen Easterly said in a statement that the actions laid out in the directive are, quote, an important step toward reducing risk across the federal enterprise, though threats loom in every sector. Easterly added that, quote, malicious threat actors are increasingly targeting cloud environments and evolving their tactics to gain initial cloud access, and CISA urges all organizations to adopt this guidance. When it comes to reducing cyber risk and ensuring resilience, we all have a role to play, she said. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.